Gray wool from the trap, peeling it back. The butter is soft on the plate, half used. The screen door latch, the click, the click. The latch holds. Recipe page stains where the water hit. Oil from your thumb, a map from your thumb, a map folded wrong. Bitter dark rains, the rain smells like the screen. Wet dust cutting the black from the wick. The lamp is steady, your coat on the hook. Heavy wool, the weight of you, the weight of you, the weight of you. Staying, staying. The latch holds, the latch, the latch. Breath is a ghost in the narrow hall. Strike the match till the sulfur stings. Wick soaking up the kerosene oil. Steam rising off the cracked clay dish. Cast iron groaning as the wood clay jish. Cast iron groaning as the wood catches. Groaning loud. Water bead dancing on the metal lid, waiting for the morning to find its way in. Press your palms to the blackened plate, drawing the sting from the morning air. We got a minute before the world starts up. Steady heat holding us right there, right there. No need to talk about the coming day. Just feel the wood stove pushing back the gray. Gloves stained by the creek bank mud, twisting the wire on the cedar post. Shoulder muscle bunching under the denim. Damp earth turning in the garden bed, wiping the grit on a canvas sleeve. Working slow, stretching the line till the staples bite, keeping the horses in the pale light. Press your palms to the blackened plate, drawing the sting from the morning air. We got a minute before the world starts up. Steady heat holding us right there, right there. No need to talk about the coming day. Just feel the wood stove pushing back the gray. Rhythm drumming on the tin overhead. Wool weave heavy and thick and gray. Weight of it keeping the winter out. Listen to the sky let go on the kitchen bench, feeling the pull and the winter quench. Press your palms to the blackened plate, drawing the sting from the morning air. We got a minute before the world starts up, steady heat holding us right there, right there. No need to talk about the coming day, just feel the wood stove pushing back the gray. Cast iron ticking in the quiet room, ticking on. Heavy wool blanket on the floor, steady heat holding us right there, holding us right there. Found it tucked in that heavy red book, between the pages on how to graft trees. You're sitting on a yellow check cloth, squinting hard against the afternoon heat, squinting hard against the afternoon heat. Your hair was longer then, tied back with string. You didn't know I was taking the shot. You were reaching for a piece of cold chicken, laughing at something the dog had caught. A square of paper turning brown holds the part of us we didn't lose before the bills piled up on the counter and we started wearing holes in our shoes. I keep it where the paper stays dry to remember the way that you look when the world hasn't bitten you. Look, when the world hasn't bitten you yet, tucked in the back of a book. The creek was low and the mud was drying, caking the tires of the old sedan. We had $4 and a pack of smokes, and I was still learning the lines of your hand. You looked so light, like you might float away. You looked so light, like you might float away. No grease on your knuckles or grit in your talk, just you in a faded denim shirt, taking a Saturday afternoon walk. A square of paper turning brown holds the part of us we didn't lose before the bills piled up on the counter and we started wearing holes in our shoes. I keep it where the paper stays dry to remember the way that you look when the world hasn't bitten you. Look, when the world hasn't bitten you yet, tucked in the back of a book. Sometimes I watch you sleep in the chair with the weight of the week on your chest. I wanna tell you I still see that man under the worry and the Sunday best. A square of paper turning loose before the bills piled up on the count shoes. I keep it where the paper stays dry to remember the way that you look when the world hasn't bitten you yet, still in the back of a book, back of a book, right where I left it. The leather is cracked at the fold, counting out change for the kerosene. There's a crease right across your jaw, the youngest that I've ever seen, I've ever seen. It's the salt and the iron in the blood, the years that we buried in the yard, just a scrap of a Saturday night, held tight in a fold of warm card, standing by the gate at the county fair. bleachers, drying the mud off our shoes, mud off our shoes. It's the salt and the iron in the blood, the years that we buried in the yard, just a scrap of a Saturday night, held tight in a folded worn car. Windows rattle when the north wind bites, wood stove burning down to the ash. Every line on that paper is a path back through the thunder and the flash. It's the salt and the iron in the blood, the years that we buried in the yard, just a scrap of a Saturday night, held tight in a folded worn car, just a scrap of a Saturday night. Sky turned the color of a bruised plum. I dragged the heavy tarp across the yard. You gripped the ladder while the wind bit down. You gripped the ladder while the wind bit down. Before the rain started coming in hard. It's just the weather moving through the county. It's just the water falling on the tin. We've got a way of standing on the porch now, watching the new season blowing in, blowing in. Wood piles getting low in the back lot. The frost is crawling up the kitchen glass. I watched you shovel out the gravel drive, waiting for the county plow to pass, waiting for the county plow to pass. It's just the weather moving through the county. It's just the water falling on the tin. We've got a way of standing on the porch now, watching the new season blowing in, blowing in. Some pack up when the creek gets high, leaving nothing but a tire track. We just wait for the mud to dry, knowing there ain't no use in looking back. It's just the weather moving through the county. It's just the water falling on the tin. We've got a way standing on the porch now, watching the new season blowing in, blowing in. We're still standing on the porch here, and we're doing just fine. Gate latch catches on the third swing, red clay cake thick upon my boots. I was 12 hours hauling timber, tearing up the earth and tangled roots. You're standing by the rusted toolbox, picking splinters from a calloused thumb. We watch the hawks circle the valley until the light begins to thin. Then a low whistle starts in the cedars, cutting through the heavy, humid air. That bird is staking out his corner without a single worry or a care. We lean back and let the world go quiet, just to hear that lonesome, jagged sound. The screen door groans against the casing. The storm is stacking black behind the ridge, but we've got diesel in the tractor, and we fix the planks along the bridge. You pass a jar of ice-cold water, your shoulder brushes mine against the wood. The sweat is drying on our foreheads, doing exactly what we said we would. Then a low whistle starts in the cedars, cutting through the heavy, humid air. That bird is staking out his corner without a single worry or a care. We lean back and let the world go quiet, just to hear that lonesome, jagged sound. They can keep the noise across the county, the sirens and the pavement and the greed. My old man stood right here and heard it. It's all the benediction that we need. Oh, then a low whistle starts in the cedars, cutting through the heavy, humid air. That bird is staking out his corner without a single worry or a care. We lean back and let the world go quiet, just to hear that lonesome, jagged sound. Just that jagged sound in the cedars before the rain comes down. Mailbox post is leaning south. The red paint's peeling off the tin. The red paint's peeling off the tin. The sumac leaves are turning rust, where the dirt gives way to Blackwood Bend. It's 12 miles out to Miller's store, and 20 years of counting miles. The way the cedar branch hangs low along the curves of Blackwood Bend. The iron bridge is narrow now. We stopped the car there once in June. We stopped the car there once in June. The engine idled in the dark while we both stared at dashboard lights. It's 12 miles out to Miller's store, 20 years of counting miles. The way the cedar branch hangs low along the curves of Blackwood Bend. When winter winds blow off the ridge and ice builds up along the gate, we take the corners slow and steady. The way we've handled everything's 12 miles out to Miller's store, and 20 years of counting miles. of Blackwood Bend, just past the oak where the fence meets the creek. Home is just a few miles more. I sit here where the light hits the pine, scraping cold wax from the grain. The scent of turpentine is sharp and clean, with this dull knife in my hand, working until the wood is smooth again. Just taking care of what is ours. We carry the basket to the line, letting the wind pull the damp away. Our sheets will smell of the open air when we lay down at the end of the day. This is the work of keeping us. This is the way we stay. I found a jar of mismatched parts, searching for the hinge made of brass, to fix the door down to the cellar before the seasons start to turn, driving the screw in straight and plain, holding the house against the cold. We carry the basket to the line, letting the wind pull the damp away. Our sheets will smell of the open air when we lay down at the end of the day. This is the work of keeping us. This is the way we stay. I trim the wick of the glass lamp. Your heavy wool coat hangs on the peg. Your heavy wool coat hangs on the peg. I feel the weight of your hand on my shoulder, the warmth in the hollow of my neck, solid as a stone beneath my feet. We carry the basket to the line, letting the wind pull the damp away. Our sheets will smell of the open air when we lay down at the end of the day. This is the work of keeping us. This is the way we stay. Just the smell of the wind, the wild. Checking if the garden fence is square. The level sits upon the cedar beam. The bubble in the glass finds its home, floating in a quiet sort of dream. The plastic handle of the screwdriver is polished by the friction of your palm. You're tightening the hinge upon the gate in a world that isn't often quite this calm. I like the way you hold a heavy two with the patience that I never acquired. Watching you work is a kind of rest, Seeing how the pieces are wired, it's all in how the pieces are wired. Remember when the kitchen faucet leaked and pooled across the floor, linoleum you'd curd. You didn't curse or reach for a book, you just let the heavy water run. I watched your knuckles whiten in the light until the silver handle finally stayed. You dried the tile with a cotton rag and never mentioned the price we paid. I'm always looking for a different view, drawing maps of places I might go, but you just keep your eye upon the grain, working with the only life we know. I like the way you hold a heavy two with the patience that I never would acquire. Watching you work is a kind of rest, seeing how the pieces are wired. It's all in how the pieces are wired. The bubble stays right in the middle, exactly where it's right in the middle. Stay there for me. I'm pressing palms into the dough, like a secret I was told to keep. The cast iron's heating on the range, while the garden starts to go to sleep. I watched her hands do this for years, long before she taught me how. The flowers hanging in the air, I can almost see her now. It's the taste of iron and the salt, a little garden sage and thyme. We sit across this old oak plank and leave the heavy words behind. Leaves behind. Just a simple plate between us two is how I'm home for good. The window's fogging from the pot, the wind is kicking up the leaves. You're clearing space beside the sink, folding up your flannel sleeves. The floorboard creaks beneath your boot. The floorboard creaks beneath your boot. The way the day was meant to end. The salt is coarse beneath my thumb, the steady kind of love we tend. It's the taste of iron and the salt, a little garden sage and thyme. We sit across this old oak plank and leave the heavy words behind. Leaves behind. Just a simple plate between us two is how I'm home for good. The recipe is in my knuckles, a rhythm handed down the line, down the line. It's the only thing that doesn't change in this house of yours and mine. It's the taste of iron and the salt, a little garden sage and thyme. We sit across this old oak plank and leave the heavy words behind. Just a simple play, I'm home for good. Flower on my apron, rosemary on your skin. Let the winter evening slowly settle in, slowly settle in. You're checking if the garden fence is square. The level sits upon the cedar beam. The bubble in the glass finds its home, floating in a quiet sort of dream. The plastic handle of the screwdriver is polished by the friction of your palm. You're tightening the hinge upon the gate in a world that isn't often quite this calm. I like the way you hold a heavy tune with a patience that I never quite acquired. Watching you work is a kind of rest, seeing how the pieces are wired. It's all in how the pieces are wired. Remember when the kitchen faucet leaked and pooled across the floor linoleum? You didn't curse or reach for a book. You just let the heavy water run. I watched your knuckles whiten in the light until the silver handle finally stayed. You dried the tile with a cotton rag and never mentioned the price we paid. I like the way you hold a heavy tune with a patience that I never quite acquired. Watching you work is a kind of rest, seeing how the pieces are wired. It's all in how the pieces are wired. I'm always looking for a different view, drawing maps of places I might go, but you just keep your eye upon the grain, working with the only life we know. I like the way you hold a heavy tune with a patience that I never quite acquired. Watching you work is a kind of rest, seeing how the pieces are wired. It's all in how the pieces are wired. The bubble stays right in the middle, exactly where it's meant to be. The bubble stays right in the middle. Stay there for me. Thumb under the skin of the rind. One long curl falls to the tile. Refrigerator buzzes in the wall. Zest stays on my hands a while. Found a stone where the creek went dry. Put it on the ledge by the glass, just a piece of the ground we walked, watching all the seasons pass, all the seasons pass. Stacks of books by the clawfoot tub. Spines are bent and the pages thin. Damp towel on the cedar chest, where the wood grain meets your skin. Found a stone where the creek went dry. Put it on the ledge by the glass, just a piece of the ground we walked, watching all the seasons pass. No big words or heavy vows, just the grease upon the rag. Fixing up the kitchen latch, or the way your shoulders sag. Spread the Sunday news on the floor. Silver shears go click and snap. Handfuls of your dark brown hair falling down into my lap. Found a stone where the creek went dry. Put it on the ledge by the glass, just a piece of the ground we walked, watching all the seasons pass, all the seasons pass. Small smooth stone in the sun, resting there until we're done, until we're done. The dryer lint is soft in my palm. Butter rests on the heavy stone dirt, waiting for the salt and the bread. The screen door latch clicks into place. are standing on the porch, watching the grass bend low. Blue lines crawl across the map, stains left from a glass of water. Rain falls, a window screen, mud tracks on the dusty in the mesh. The air smells like wet stone, and the day is slowing down. We pull the length of twine between us, pull it thin, until the knot finally breaks. Finally breaks. Trimming the lamp wick by the bed, the weight of your wool coat in mine. I hang it where the wood is warm. I hang it where the wood is warm. The grain of the oak is smooth. We are keeping what we can before the light goes out. We pull the length of twine between us, pull it thin, until the knot finally breaks. Finally breaks. The way your thumb moves on the seam, found the Queen Anne's lace today, tucked inside the garden guide. Flat and thin like tissue paper, yellowed where the stems have dried. You picked it by the cedar fence, the summer when the creek ran low. Creek ran low. It's a quiet kind of promise, pressed between the black and white. If I could give you back that morning when the summer was just ours. Every petal holds a mile we spent in stride, spent in stride. The ink is fading on the border where I wrote the date in blue. The rain is drumming on the shingles, announcing that it's finally you. Your boots are heavy on the timber as you cross the kitchen floor. Kitchen floor. It's a quiet kind of promise, pressed between the black and white. If I could give you back that morning when the summer was just ours. Every petal holds a mile we spent in stride, spent in stride. The maples start to change their coat, the garden's put to bed. There's a comfort in the silence of the things we never said, never said, never said. It's a quiet kind of promise, pressed between the black and white. If I could give you back that morning when the summer was just ours. Every petal holds a mile we spent in stride, spent in stride. Just a wildflower in a book, waiting for tomorrow's sun to find us in the clover on a Tuesday back in May, back in May. mailbox post is leaning south. The red paint's peeling off the tin. The sumac leaves are turning rust, where the dirt gives way to Blackwood Bend. It's 12 miles out to Miller's store, and 20 years of counting miles. The way the cedar branch hangs low along the curves of Blackwood Bend. The iron bridge is narrow now. We stopped the car there once in June. The engine idled in the dark while we both stared at dashboard lights. It's 12 miles out to Miller's store, and 20 years of counting miles. The way the cedar branch hangs low along the curves of Blackwood Bend. When winter winds blow off the ridge and ice builds up along the gate, we take the corners slow and steady, the way we've handled everything. It's 12 miles out to Miller's store, and 20 years of counting miles. The way the cedar branch hangs low along the curves of Blackwood Bend. Just past the oak, where the fence meets the creek, Blackwood Bend. Home is just a few miles more. I scrape the wax from the kitchen pine, turpentine on my knuckles now. The wood grain is a crooked line. I'm making room for us somehow, making room somehow, making room somehow. Stacking the linens in the drawer, edges straight and corners square. Keep the cold out from the floor and the stillness in the air, and the stillness in the air. Sorting through a mason jar, mismatched bolts and rusty nails, found a brass hinge for the cellar door, where the bottom timber fails. I'll hammer it back into place and wipe the metal from my face. Stacking the linens in the drawer, edges straight and corners square. Keep the cold out from the floor and the stillness in the air, and calling out a simple name. Stillness in the air. The work is in the grit and grease, the mending breaking of the broken frame, we find a little bit of peace in calling out a simple name. Trimming the lamp wick by the bed, heavy wool coat on the peg. Gravity pulls like a spool of lead down into the cotton sheets. The rhythm of a pulse that beats, stacking the linens in the drawer, edges straight and corners square. Just the quiet and the clean. Chain link chews the cedar beam, back and forth like a heavy lung. Your thumb is stained with motor oil where the grease and the grit have hung. We don't trade much in the way of talk. We don't trade much in the way of talk. The cicadas do the work instead. Just the heat rising off the red clay and the things that go unsaid. It's the rhythm of the rusted hinge and the way you lean your weight. Yellow light in the mason jar drifting past the garden gate. We ain't built for the easy road or the words that come too fast. Just a long slow pull of evening, making the silence last. You spent all day in the bottomland, hauling stone for the river wall. I could see the ache in your shoulders by the way you stand so tall. I could see the ache in your shoulders by the way you stand so tall. My grandfather sat in this same spot with his boots kicked off the edge, watching the pines turn to silhouettes against the limestone ledge. It's the rhythm of the rusted hinge and the way you lean your weight. Yellow light in the mason jar drifting past the garden gate. We ain't built for the easy road or the words that come too fast. Just a long slow pull of evening, making the silence last. The preacher talks of a better world, paved in something bright and clean. But I'll take the salt and the summer sweat and the spaces in between, says in between. It's the rhythm of the rusted hinge and the way you lean your weight. Yellow light in the mason jar drifting past the garden gate. We ain't built for the easy road or the words that come too fast. Just a long slow pull of evening, making the silence last. Swing on, swing on, swing on. Just a long slow pull of evening, making the silence last. Thorns caught my sleeve by the creek bank, gallonized bucket half full and heavy. The sun hit the briars like a hammer. You reached where the shade kept them steady, dark juice running down your knuckles, ink on the map of your palm. We didn't talk much about the future, just the heat and the midday calm. It's the tartness of the skin before the sugar, the way the afternoon settles in the lungs. Not a word for the way that I need you, just the wild fruit thick on our tongues, thick on our tongues. The porch boards are gray and they're splitting. I'm shelling the peas in the bowl. You're fixing the latch on the screen door. The world wants a pinch of some oil. The world wants a piece of our labor. wants to grind every hour into dust. But you look at me over your shoulder, and the air feels like something to trust. It's the tartness of the skin before the sugar, the way the afternoon settles in the lungs. Not a word for the way that I need you, just the wild fruit thick on our tongues, thick on our tongues. My daddy had hands just as calloused, my mama had eyes just as tired. They lived through the gaps in the winter for the warmth of a cedar wood fire. To the men up in Knoxville or Troy, but they can't buy the stain on my apron or the weight of this quiet kind of joy. It's the tartness of the skin before the sugar, the way the afternoon settles in the lungs. Not a word for the way that I need you, just the wild fruit thick on our tongues, thick on our tongues. Just the berries we pick by the water, stained purple on the hem of my skirt, stained purple. The sweet and the sharp of the summer, the dirt, just the dirt. The kitchen table has a skin, a heavy layer of yellow wax. I scrape it with a narrow blade, turpentine and sharp pine scent, filling up the quiet room, sorting through a hardware box, mismatched bolts and rusted steel. I found the brass hinge today. It fits the cellar door just right. It doesn't stick anymore. I'm sewing the button back on your heavy winter coat. The garden gate drags on the frost. I have to lift it by the latch. I stack the split oak in the yard, under the green canvas tarp. The rain won't touch it there. The cup is cooling on the shelf. Thin and gray. I watch the needle dip and rise to hold the heavy wool together. The thread is tight now. The wood is smooth. The door is shut. This chair is cold. My knuckles are white against the grain. I watch the red glass sway, heavier than it looks in the wind. just sugar and tap water. My legs feel like heavy stone. Wait for the blur to find us. Wait for the blur. Don't move your hand on my shoulder. A green streak against the gray. Don't move your hand on my shoulder. Don't move it. Your coat is damp from the yard. You stand by the stove for the heat. Don't say a word about the weather. Just watch the throat pulse fast. A small heart beating for both of us. A nervous thing in the light. The screen door latch is loose, is loose. Don't move your hand on my shoulder. A green streak against the gray. Don't move your hand on my shoulder. Don't move it. The wings are gone now, just the wind in the screens. The sugar is low, my skin feels thin today, so low. Heavy latch on the passenger side groans with the rust and the heat. We roll past the grove where the cedars died, with the dust kicking up neath our feet. Kicking up neath our feet. Saturday rolls like a low-hanging cloud. Dull light on the barn's rusted tin. No need for talking or thinking out loud, just seeing where the county ends. Where the county ends. Miller put up a new barbed wire line to keep all the heifers from straying. We slow for the porch of the general store, where a sign says the owner is praying. Owner is praying. Saturday rolls like a low-hanging cloud. Dull light on the barn's rusted tin. No need for talking or thinking out loud, just seeing where the county ends. The creek's running low since the rain stayed away. The mud is all cracked in the bed. I look at your hand on the wheel in the gray, thinking of things we ain't said. Things we ain't said. The old mill is closed and the windows are dark. A blue tarp is flapping the breeze. We pull to the shoulder and put it in park by the bend in the sycamore trees. Saturday rolls like a low-hanging cloud. Dull light on the barn's rusted tin. Just the sound of the tires on the shale, a turn of the season again. gray wool from the trap, peeling it back. The butter is soft on the plate, half used. The screen door latch, the click, the click, the latch holds. Recipe page stains where the water hit. Oil from your thumb, a map from your thumb, a map folded wrong. Bitter dark rains, the rain smells like the screen. Wet dust cutting the black from the wick. The lamp is steady, your coat on the hook. Heavy wool, the weight of you, the weight of you, the weight of you. Staying, the latch holds, the latch, the latch. Take a dull knife to the pine, scraping candle wax from the grain. The turpentine bit into my skin, mixing with the heavy scent of rain. Pine and turpentine. The table is smooth once again. The wood is cool beneath my hand. I pull the shavings into a pile, more than this house can stand. The cotton is thin where we sleep, a thread pulled loose in the night. I'll find a scrap of some old wool and stitch it back down tight. We mend what we mean to keep. We mend what we mean to keep. Spilled a box of rusted bolts, washers and nails on the floor. Found a brass hinge in the mess, fits the swing of the cellar doors. I drove the screws in deep to hold against the coming gale, to hold against the coming gale. Everything we own is built of parts, and every part is bound to fail. The cotton is thin where we sleep, a thread pulled loose in the night. I'll find a scrap of some old wool and stitch it back down tight. what we mean to keep. We meant what we mean to keep. Garden gate drags in the white frost, scoring a gray line in the dirt. I hauled the oak under the tarp before the north wind started to hurt. The pile is stacked 6 feet high, enough to see the winter through. Just staying close enough to touch is the hardest work we do. With a needle and a steady hand, I stitch it back down tight. We meant what we mean to keep. Cardboard edges soft and gray, tucked beneath the winter coats. Dust on my thumb like road salt, sifting through the paper stack. Old receipts and yellow tape, a pencil stub with no lead left. There you are beside the sink. Red apple peel curls on the wood, laughing at a hidden word before the clock began to rain. We weren't looking at the glass. The shutter clicked and let us stay. Let us stay. Rain drummed on the tin roof then. Your sweater had a loose green thread. Porch door had a silver tear where the summer here, and the smell of mud and cedar bark, the smell of mud and cedar bark. The light is different in this room, but I recognize the way you tilt. A quiet weight that doesn't shift, held between my palm and thumb. We weren't looking at the glass. The shutter clicked and let us stay. Let us stay. Still there in the paper frame, still there when the morning turns. Morning turns. The heavy latch on the passenger side groans with the rust and the heat. We roll past the grove where the cedars died, with the dust kicking up neath our feet. Kicking up neath our feet. Saturday rolls like a low-hanging cloud. Dull light on the barn's rusted tin. No need for talking or thinking out loud, just seeing where the county ends. Where the county ends. Miller put up a new barbed wire line to keep all the heifers from straying. We slow for the porch of the general store, where a sign says the owner is praying. Owner is praying. Saturday rolls like a low-hanging cloud. Dull light on the barn's rusted tin. No need for talking or thinking out loud, just seeing where the county ends. The creek's running low since the rain stayed away. The mud is all cracked in the bed. I look at your hand on the wheel in the grave, thinking of things we ain't said, things we ain't said. The old mill is closed and the windows are dark. A blue tarp is flapping the breeze. We pull to the shoulder and put it in park by the bend in the sycamore trees. Saturday rolls like a low-hanging cloud. Dull light on the barn's rusted tin. No need for talking or thinking out loud, just seeing where the county ends, where the county ends. Just the sound of the tires on the shale and the turn of the season again. I peel the lint from the dryer mesh. Soft butter sits on a stone rare plate. The screen door latch gives a little click, knowing you won't ever be too late. It's a ball of blue and tangled yarn, left unfinished by the willow chair. I work the knots with a patient thumb, fixing what the day has gathered there. Fixing what the day has gathered. The road map has a few dark rings where your cup sat by the river line. Rain smells sweet on the window screen, cooling down the dusty summer vine. It's a ball of blue and tangled yarn, left unfinished by the willow chair. I work the knots with a patient thumb, fixing what the day has gathered there. Fixing what the day has gathered. Trimming back the black edge of the whip, heavy coat hanging on the peg, doing what I have to do each day to keep the hard and lonely parts away. It's a ball of blue and tangled yarn, left unfinished by the willow chair. I work the knots with a patient thumb, fixing what the day has gathered there. Fixing what the day has gathered. Steady now, the wool is pulling through. I am only doing what I do. Steady now, just for you. Steady now, just for you. Chain link chews the cedar beam, back and forth like a heavy lung. Your thumb is stained with motor oil, where the grease and the grit have hung. We don't trade much in the way of talk. The cicadas do the work instead. Just the heat rising off the red clay, rising no red clay, and the things that go unsaid. It's the rhythm of the rusted hinge and the way you lean your weight. Yellow light in the mason jar, drifting past the garden gate. We ain't built for the easy road, just a long slow pull of evening, making the silence last. You spend all day in the bottomland, hauling stone for the river wall. I can see the ache in your shoulders by the way you stand so tall. My grandfather sat in this same spot. My grandfather sat in this same spot with his boots kicked off the edge, watching the pines turn to silhouettes against the limestone ledge. It's the rhythm of the rusted hinge and the way you lean your weight. Yellow light in the mason jar, drifting past the garden gate. We ain't built for the easy road, the words that come too fast. Just a long slow pull of evening, making the silence last. The preacher talks of a better world, paved in something bright and clean. But I'll take the salt and the summer sweat and the spaces in between. It's the rhythm of the rusted hinge and the way you lean your weight. Yellow light in the mason jar, drifting past the garden gate. We ain't built for the easy road or the words that come too fast. Just a long slow pull of evening, making the silence last. Swing on, swing on, swing on. Just a long slow pull of evening, making the silence last. I hold the wire, you hammer the staple. The cedar post is weathered and gray. We don't say much across the pasture. That's just how we get through the day. Through the day. It's the way you take the heavy end, steadying the ladder while I climb. We don't need words for how it feels, just mending what's worn down by time. The screen door latch was catching the wood. You sanded it down till it fit right. I held the lamp while you worked the oil to keep the hinges quiet, quiet for the night. Quiet for the night. It's the way you take the heavy end, steadying the ladder while I climb. We don't need words for how it feels, just mending what's worn down by time. The seasons pull at the porch beams and the frost gets deep in the clay. but we keep the roof from sagging in our own quiet kind of way. It's the way you take the heavy end. Instead, don't need words for how it feels. Just mending what's worn down by mending what's worn down by time. The heavy end, the heavy end. I peel the lint from the dryer mesh. Soft butter sits on a stonework plate. The screen door latch gives a little click, knowing you won't ever be too late. Knowing you won't ever be too late. It's a ball of blue and tangled yarn, left unfinished by the willow chair. I work the knots with a patient thumb, fixing what the day has gathered, fixing what the day has gathered. The road map has a few dark rings where your cup sat by the river line. Rain smells sweet on the window screen, cooling down the dusty summer vine. Cooling down the dusty summer vine. It's a ball of blue and tangled yarn, left unfinished by the willow chair. I work the knots with a patient thumb, fixing what the day has gathered, fixing what the day has gathered. Trimming back the black edge of the wick, heavy coat hanging on the peg, doing what I have to do each day to keep the hard and lonely parts away. It's a ball of blue and tangled yarn, left unfinished by the willow chair. I work the knots with a patient thumb, fixing what the day has gathered, fixing what the day has gathered. Steady now, the wool is pulling through. I am only doing what I do. Steady now, just for you. Thorns caught my sleeve by the creek bank, galvanized bucket half full and heavy. The sun hit the briars like a hammer. You reach where the shade kept them steady, dark juice running down your knuckles, ink on the map of your palm. We didn't talk much about the future, just the heat and the midday calm. It's the tartness of the skin before the sugar, the way the afternoon settles in the lows. Not a word for the way that I need you, just the wild fruit thick on our tongues. The porch boards are gray and they're splitting. I'm shelling the peas in the bowl. You're fixing the latch on the screen door, giving the hinges some oil. The world wants a piece of our labor, wants to grind every hour into dust. But you're looking me over your shoulder, and the air feels like something to trust. It's the tartness of the skin before the sugar, the way the afternoon settles in the lungs. Not a word for the way that I need you, just the wild fruit thick on our tongues. My daddy had hands just as calloused, my mama had eyes just as tired. They lived for the gaps in the winter, for the warmth of a cedarwood fire. We're just a line in a ledger to the men up in Knoxville or Troy, but they can't buy the stain on my apron or the weight of this quiet kind of joy. It's the tartness of the skin before the sugar, the way the afternoon settles in the lungs. Not a word for the way that I need you, just the wild fruit thick on our tongues. Just the berries we pick by the water, stained purple on the hem of my skirt. The dirt. Bleeds into the card, dime store paper stained by the broth. She never used a silver spoon, just salt and a heavy cloth. The edges are soft as an old dollar bill, smudged by a thumb at the corner. She wrote how to stretch a bushel of grain and survive on the heat of the burner. We stand where they stood shoulder to bone, building a life out of wood and stone. The way the grease pops in the pan, the quiet weight of a working hand. You brought the onions from the root cellar, still wearing the red clay from the field. The knife blade is thin from 40 years of forcing the winter to yield. There is a notch where the iron sat, a burn notch where the iron sat, a burn that we never could hide, scavenging warmth from the drippings of fat with nobody else on the inside. We stand where they stood shoulder to bone, building a life out of wood and stone. The way the grease pops in the pan, the quiet weight of a working hand. Our girl pulls a chair to the counter, learning to read the mother's script, tracing the ghost of a cursive line with a small finger dipped in the grit. The water is boiling on the black stove, she is looking for order in the mess. A long way yet to go. We stand where they stood shoulder to bone, building a life out of wood and stone. The way the grease pops in the pan, the quiet weight of a working hand. Just the wood fire breathing, steam on the kitchen glass. Red clay sticks to the wheel wells, past the bridge where the timber's gray. You leaned your head against the glass, back when we didn't have much to say. cattle guard still makes that rattle like a secret kept beneath the floor. I remember front of the feed seed store. This old gray don't ever straighten. It cuts through the cedar and the pine. Every jar and every limestone kick is just another mile of yours and mine. The mailboxes are tilted over. The creek's been dry since late July, but I still see us in the glass. I still see us in the glass, watching all the world go drifting by. This old gray don't ever straighten. It cuts through the cedar and the pine. Every jar and every limestone kick is just another mile of yours and mine. Just a long way home, long way home. Through the washboard and the rain, still pulling to the left on this old county lane. I take a dull knife to the pine, scraping candle wax from the grain. The turpentine bit in my skin, mixing with the heavy scent of rain. Pine, turpentine. The table is smooth once again. The wood is cool beneath my hand. I pull the shavings into a pile, more than this house can stand. Cotton is thin where we sleep, a thread pulled loose in the night. I'll find a scrap of some old wool and stitch it back down tight. We mend what we mean to keep. I spilled a box of rusted bolts, washers and nails on the floor. Found a brass hinge in the mess, fits the swing of the cellar door. Brass and heavy iron. I drove the screws in deep to hold against the coming gale. Everything we own is built of parts, and every part is bound to fail. The cotton is thin where we sleep, a thread pulled loose in the night. I'll find a scrap of some old wool and stitch it back down tight. We mend what we mean to keep. Garden gate drags in the white frost, scoring a gray line in the dirt. I hauled the oak under the tarp before the north wind started to hurt. Split wood canvas. The pile is stacked 6 feet high, enough to see the winter through. Just staying close enough's enough to touch. Is the hardest work we do, with a needle and a steady hand. I stitch it back down tight. We mend what we mean to keep. Mend what we mean to keep. is a ghost in the narrow hall. Strike the match till the sulfur stings, wick soaking up the kerosene oil. Steam rising off the cracked clay dish, cast iron groaning as the wood catches, groaning loud. Water bead dancing on the metal lid, waiting for the morning to find its way in. Press your palms to the blackened plate, drawing the sting from the morning air. We got a minute before the world starts up, steady heat holding us right there, right there. No need to talk about the coming day, just feel wood stove pushing back the gray. Gloves stained by the creek bank mud, twisting the wire on the cedar post, shoulder muscle bunching under the denim. Damp earth turning in the garden bed, wiping the grid on a canvas sleeve. Working slow, stretching the line till the staples bite, keeping the horses in the pale light. Press your palms to the blackened plate, drawing the sting from the morning air. We got a minute before the world starts up, steady heat holding us right there, right there. No need to talk about the coming day, just feel wood stove pushing back the gray. Rhythm drumming on the tin overhead, wool weave heavy and thick and gray. Weight of it keeping the winter out, listen to the sky let go its rain. Sky let go. Wrapped up tight on the kitchen bench, feeling the pull and the winter quench. Press your palms to the blackened plate, drawing the sting from the morning air. We got a minute before the world starts up, steady heat holding us right there, right there. No need to talk about the coming day, just feel wood stove pushing back the gray. Cast iron ticking in the quiet room, holding us right there. Plaid was sharp and bright, sitting on the kitchen table. We didn't know the miles ahead, or how the wind would blow, how the wind would blow. The lake was cold that June, spread on the tailgate of the Ford. We shared a piece of bread, and I knew I was home. I knew I was home. It's faded now to a soft gray, where the sun worked its way in. But every knot is a promise, and every stain is a day we lived, woven tight, just like you and me. There's a mend along the side, done with a heavy red thread. I fixed it by the porch light, while you were fast asleep, while you were fast asleep. It's faded now to a soft gray, the sun worked its way in. But every knot is a promise, and every stain is a day we lived, woven tight, just like you and me, still keeping out the chill, woven tight, just like you and me. You and me. Yeah. I remember the inventory tag on that Ashwood hoe. Bought it at the regional co back in '94. The grain was aggressive, biting deep into my palm. Before we learned the utility of a calculated calm. Before learned the utility of a calculated calm, we were negotiating logistics of the property line, trying to force a harvest from the tangled muscadine. I was over analytical, mapping out the irrigation. You were just silent, studying the soil's composition. You took the handle when my confidence started to fray, leaning into the resistance of the heavy sun-baked clay. We didn't talk about the metaphysics of our situation, just the ergonomic reality of a long-term cultivation. Your callouses matched the patterns appearing on the wood, a slow-motion alchemy we finally understood. Passing it back and forth across the rows of pole beans, passing it back and forth across the rows of pole beans, navigating the space between our separate routines. It is the architecture of a slow burn devotion, not a sudden upheaval or a frantic emotion, just the salt from our skin and the weight of the task, turning rough-cut timber into something that lasts. Now it's worn so smooth it feels like polished bone, the only honest geography we have ever known. Last August, the heat was a physical oppressive force. The humidity followed its predictable heavy course. The tools stayed steady, leaning up against the siding, a witness to the frustrations we were no longer hiding. The steel has oxidized to a matte industrial gray, recording the mileage of every difficult working day. The handle has darkened where your hand usually rests. The handle has darkened where your hand usually rests, attesting to withstanding all the seasonal tests. There are those who prefer the silver or the chrome, the high gloss finish of a temporary home. But I find a logic in the friction that turned into grace, the way we mapped our movements in this narrow space. It's the articulate intelligence of choosing to stay, refusing let the intelligence of choosing to stay, refusing let the infrastructure simply wash away. It is the architecture of a slow burn devotion, not a sudden upheaval or a frantic emotion, just the salt from our skin and the weight of the task, turning rough-cut timber into something that lasts. Now it's worn so smooth it feels like polished bone, the only honest geography we have ever known. Worn so smooth. Flower dust on the pine board, yellow bowl with the chip side, sifting salt through my fingers, waiting for the oven light. Her pen was shaky on the card, edges stained with animal fat. Cold water and a silver blade keep the kitchen cool as that. Sugar and a thick juice bubbling through the crust. We take what the land gives, then we give it back to dust. Then we give it back to dust. roots are dark from the garden, smelling like the turned up earth. You don't ask what I'm making, you just know what it is worth. Tin fork against the stonework, purple juice on a clean thumb. It's a long way from the planning to the table where we've come. Sugar and the thick juice bubbling through the crust. We take what the land gives, then we give it back to dust. Then we give it back to dust. Just the steam in the gray air, just the sweet, just you sitting right there, just you sitting there. My knuckles are white against the grain. I watch the red glass sway, heavier than it looks in the wind. Just sugar and tap water. My legs feel like heavy stone. Wait for the blur to find us. Wait for the blur. Don't move your hand on my shoulder. A green streak against the gray. Don't move your hand on my shoulder. Don't move it. Your coat is damp from the yard. You stand by the stove for the heat. Don't say a word about the weather, just watch the throat pulse fast. Small heart beating for both of us, a nervous thing in the light. The screen door latch is loose, Don't move your hand on my shoulder. A green streak against the gray. Don't move it. The wings are gone now, just the wind in the screens. Iron heat is rising off the board. You're looking for your wallet by the door. The gravel's crunching under by the door. The gravel's crunching under heavy boots. Wait a minute, let me stop you there. just a tug to keep the collar flat, brushing off the lint and sawdust grain. It's the only way I know to say it now, before you head back out into the rain. The summer turned the grass to yellow hay. We're standing by the gate to say goodbye. We're standing by the gate to say goodbye. You're headed down to help your brother build. I reach up where the cotton starts to bunch, just a tug to keep the collar flat, brushing off the lint and sawdust grain. It's the only way I know to say it now, before you head back out into the rain. Years have left their marks across our palms. The seams are getting frail, the cuffs staying steady while I pull it straight. Maybe we have finally got enough. Finally got enough. Just a tug to keep the collar flat, brushing off the lint and sawdust grain. It's the only way I know to say it now, before you head back out into the rain. Just a little pull to get it right. Cast iron hits the stove. Sunlight finds the garden grove. The butter melts across the pan. I watch the movement of your hand. No need to ask for plate or spoon. We're moving to a familiar tune. It's in the quiet way you move, resting in the well, a simple glance. The stillness of a long-term dance. You take the sports and the news, I'll take the local Sunday views. The paper rustles as you fold, keeping out the morning cold. Waking from the winter dark, the linoleum is worn and thin, where the kitchen light comes in. A decade lived in every line, your fingers interlaced with mine. It's in the quiet way you move, resting in the well-worn groove. A nodding head, a simple glance, the stillness of a long-term dance. Just the salt and the heat, making everything complete. The quiet way, the quiet way. chains are red with rust. They groan against the evening blue. I'm sitting in the middle now. I'm saving half the slats for you. Saving half for you. It's just the rhythm of the wood, moving like a heavy heart. I'm staying where the air is still. Since we have been apart, it's the only sound I have to keep the world from going dark. The clovers high around the steps. The paint is peeling off the floor. I watch the road for headlights now, the way I used to do before. Like I did before. The sun goes down behind the pines. The crickets start their lonely call. I keep on rocking in the night, waiting for your weight to fall. Waiting for you. It's just the rhythm of the wood, moving like a heavy heart. I'm staying where the air is still. Since we have been apart, it's the only sound I have to keep the world from going dark. Back and forth, back and forth. Just the rhythm of the wood. Rhythm of the wood. The gate latch catches on the third swing. Red clay cake thick upon my boots. Spend 12 hours hauling timber, tearing up the earth and tangled roots. You're standing by the rusted toolbox, picking splinters from a calloused thumb. We watch the hawks circle the valley until the light begins to thin. Then a low whistle starts in the cedars, cutting through the heavy, humid air. That bird is staking out his corner without a single worry or care. We lean back and let the world go quiet, just to hear that lonesome, jagged sound. The screen door groans against the casing. A storm is stacking black behind the ridge, but we've got diesel in the tractor and we fix the planks along the bridge. You pass a jar of ice cold water, your shoulder brushes mine against the wood. The sweat is drying on our foreheads, doing exactly what we said we would. Then a low whistle starts in the cedars, cutting through the heavy, humid air. The bird is staking out his corner without a single worry or care. We lean back and let the world go quiet, just to hear that lonesome, jagged sound. They can keep the noise across the county, the sirens and the pavement and the greed. My old man stood right here and heard it. It's all the benediction that we need, all we need. Then a low whistle starts in the cedars, cutting through the heavy, humid air. The bird is staking out his corner without a single worry or care. just that jagged sound in the cedars before the rain comes down in the cedars. The wicker is starting to fray at the edge where your hand rests when the sun dips low. The wood groans against the floorboards, rhythm like a clock that forgot how to go. Rhythm like a clock that forgot how to go. We watch the dust settle on the mailbox. Nothing coming through today but the wind. You haven't moved a muscle in 20 minutes, just watching where the gravel road begins. We don't need to fill the air with talk, just the weight of us in the pine and the pain. The way the seed has curved to fit our bones. Years of staying put right where we are. Staying right where we are. A red-tailed hawk is circling the north pasture. You pointed with a chin tilt and a squint. The cicadas are starting their evening buzz, leaving copper shells on the cedar fence. I see the garden needs a little water. The tomatoes are heavy on the vine, but the shade is pulling blankets over the yard. But the shade is pulling blankets over the yard, and I'm doing just fine being lazy this time. We don't need to fill the air with talk, just the weight of us in the pine and the pain. The way the seed has curved to fit our bones. Years of staying put right where we are. Staying right where we are. There's a small dent in the arm from your ring, a silver mark from 3 decades of lean. I wouldn't trade the quiet for a silver tongue or a house that didn't have a scream. We don't need to fill the air with talk, just the weight of us in the pine and the pain. The way the seed has curved to fit our bones. Years of staying put right where we are. Where we are. The porch light just flicked on by the door. Shadows stretch until the moths start to find us, before the rest of the day is gone, before it's gone. Cardboard edges soft and gray, tucked beneath the winter coats. Dust on my thumb like road salt, sifting through the paper stack. Old receipts and yellow tape, pencil stub with no lead left. No lead left. There you are beside the saint. Red apple peel curls on the wood. Red apple peel curls on the wood. Hair falling in your resting eyes. Laughing at a hidden word before the clock began to ring. We weren't looking at the glass. The shutter clicked and let us stay. sweater had a loose green thread. The porch door had a silver tear where the summer heat got in. The smell of mud and cedar bark. Cedar bark. The light is different in this room, but I recognize the way you tilt, a quiet weight that doesn't shift, held between my palm and thumb. Palm and thumb. Still there in the paper frame. Still there when the morning turns. Morning turns. Sky turned the color of a bruised plum. I dragged the heavy tarp across the yard. You gripped the ladder while the wind bit down. Before the rain started coming in hard. Before the rain started coming in hard. It's just the weather moving through the county. It's just the water falling on the tin. We've got a way of standing on the porch now, watching the new season blowing in. The wood pile's getting low in the back lot. Frost is crawling up the kitchen glass. I watched you shovel out the gravel drive, waiting for the county plow to pass. Waiting for the county plow to pass. It's just the weather moving through the county. It's just the water falling on the tin. We've got a way of standing on the porch now, watching the new season blowing in. Blowing in. Some folks pack up when the creek gets high, leaving nothing but a tire track. We just wait for the mud to dry, knowing there ain't no use in looking back. It's just the weather moving through the county. It's just the water falling on the tin. We've got a way of standing on the porch now, watching the new season blowing in. Through the pine, we're still standing on the porch here, and we're doing just fine. The red clay was tied against the cedar fence. We dug the holes while the humidity was thick, not knowing what the heavy ground would give. Not knowing what the heavy ground would give, just a plastic tag and a weather-beaten stick. You wiped the grit onto your denim thigh, finding a rhythm in the turning of the spade. Small green lives leaning toward the sky, resting in the cradle that we made. It takes a long season for the roots to find a home, to settle in the quiet underneath the stone. But look at the way the lavender climbs. Look at the way it climbs, telling the truth about the passing has a hinge that complains in the wind, where the paint is peeled and the wood is gray. I see the places where your strength has been. I see the places where your strength has been, in the way the weeds have all been cleared away. There is a height mark on the porch post now, a silver notch mark on the porch post now, a silver notch that we carved when it was new. I watched the Haitian man I always knew. It takes a long season for the roots to find a home, to settle in the quiet underneath the stone. But look at the way the lavender climbs, look at the way it climbs, telling the truth about the passing of time, steady as the rain on the summer vine. Remember the August when the well ran dry and the hydrangea about its heavy head. We carried the buckets under a copper sky until the parched earth was finally fed. We stayed out there until the day went pale, saving what we planted row by row. It takes a long season for the roots to find a home, to settle in the quiet underneath the stone. But look at the way the lavender climbs, look at the way it climbs, steady as the rain on the summer vine. The sun is dropping low behind the pine. Everything we do, just like we do. The swallows dip against the grain, a heavy weight that smells of rain. The light is thinning out to gray, the way it does at end of day. You rest your weight against the post, the things we built we value most. Let the clouds bank up like stone, let the wind begin to moan. Underneath this roof of tin, we let the evening settle in. We're steady while the valley shakes, safe within the peace we make. Peace we make. The cattle huddle by the creek, the hinges on the garden leak. Find my hand, your skin is rough, and suddenly it's quite enough to watch the lightning trace the ridge from our small world across the bridge. Let the clouds bank up like stone, let the wind begin to moan. Underneath this roof of tin, we let the evening settle in. We're steady while the valley shakes, safe within the peace we make. Peace we make. My mother's mother stood right here and watched the seasons disappear. She knew the water was a debt paid in a way we won't forget. Let the clouds bank up like stone, let the wind begin to moan. Underneath this roof of tin, we let the evening settle in. We're steady while the valley shakes, safe within the peace we make. Peace we make. The rain begins to find the slate, just you and me behind the gate, behind the gate, just you and me, you and me. The leather is cracked at the fold, counting out change for the kerosene. There's a crease right across your jaw, the youngest that I've ever seen. It's the salt and the iron in the blood, the years that we buried in the yard, just a scrap of a Saturday night, held tight in a fold of worn cards, standing by the gate at the county fair. Sky turned the color of a bruise. We were hiding out under the bleachers, drying the mud off our shoes. Mud off our shoes. It's the salt and the iron in the blood, the years that we buried in the yard, just a scrap of a Saturday night, held tight in a fold of worn cards. Windows rattle when the north wind bites, wood stove burning down to the ash. Every line on that paper is a path back through the thunder and the flash. It's the salt and the iron in the blood, the years that we buried in the yard, just a scrap of a Saturday night, held tight in a fold of worn cards, just a scrap of a Saturday night, held tight in the fold of the leather, in the weather still there. The heat is hanging heavy on the eaves, waiting for the wind to shake the oak. A distant flash behind the cedar trees. The sky is turning gray like chimney smoke. The rusty chain is singing to the floor. I couldn't ask for any second more. Everything we need is in the hush. Let the thunder come and try its best. I will lean my head against your frame while the valley learns to speak your name. We can stay right here. I watch the way you fold your weathered hands, a map of every acre we have sown. The storm is moving closer through the lands, turning over every heavy stone. I recognize the quiet in your chest. It's where my rowdy spirit finds its rest. Everything we need is in the hush. It's in the hush. Let the thunder come and try its best. I will lean my head against your frame while the valley learns to speak your name. Speak your name. We can stay. Oh, stay right here. You know, people People spend so much time talking, trying to fill up the gaps with words that don't mean much of anything. But when I look at you and I feel the air change before the rain hits, I know exactly where I belong. I will give my life to keep this peace. I will never let this feeling cease. Oh, let it rain. Everything we need is in the hut. Everything we need. Let the thunder come and try its best. I will lean my head against your frame while the valley learns to speak your name. We can stay with me, just stay. The drier lint is soft in my palm. Butter rests on the heavy stonework, waiting for the salt and the bread. The screen door latch clicks into place. You are standing on the porch, watching the grass bend low. Blue lines crawl across the map, stains left from a glass of water. Rain falls on the dusty window screen. Mud tracks forming in the mesh. The air smells like wet stone and the day is slowing down. We pull the length of twine between us, pull it thin until the knot finally breaks. Trimming the lamp wick by the bed, the weight of your wool coat in my arms. I hang it where the wood is warm. The grain of the oak is smooth. We are keeping what we can before the light goes out. We pull the length of twine between us, pull it thin until the knot finally breaks. The way your thumb moves on the seam, digging through the tackle box, looking for a pair of needle nose pliers, and found that plastic mood ring lodged beneath the rusted lore, lodged beneath the rusted lore. It's turned a dull matte gray, nothing like the violet it promised to be back when you spent your last quarter at the wash and fold on 4th Street. We aren't those kids anymore, tracing the edges of a cheap nickel band. But the green stain on my finger never really washed away, never really washed away. It's a permanent mark from a temporary thing. I remember the Cathedral of Steam in that laundromat back in June. The dryer sheets smelled like fake loom. The dryer sheets smelled like fake lemons, and the air was thick as wet wool. You put that ring on my hand, you put that ring on my hand like it was some kind of holy rite, while the heavy machines hum against the linoleum floor. We aren't those kids anymore, tracing the edges of a cheap nickel band. But the green stain on my finger never really washed away, never really washed away. It's a permanent mark from a temporary thing. My joints are starting to swell from the rain and the honest years. I can't even slide it past the knuckle without the skin turning red. Lost a pebble or a lucky charm just to feel the plastic edge cut into the palm of my hand. It never washed off the green stain. It never washed off the green stain. A quarter machine promised that somehow survived the world. Still on my skin, still in the drawer. The green stain. I was digging through the tackle box, looking for a pair of needle nose pliers, and found that plastic mood ring lodged beneath a rusted lore. It's turned a dull matte gray, it's turned a dull matte gray. Nothing like the violet it promised to be back when you spent your last quarter at the wash and fold on 4th Street. We aren't those kids anymore, tracing the edges of a cheap nickel band. But the green stain on my finger never really washed away, washed away. It's a permanent mark from a temporary thing. I remember the cathedral of steam in that laundromat back in June. The dryer sheets smelled like fake June. The dryer sheets smelled like fake lemons, and the air was thick as wet wool. You put that ring on my hand like it was some kind of holy rite, while the heavy machines hummed against the linoleum floor. We aren't those kids anymore, tracing the edges of a cheap nickel band. But the green stain on my finger never really washed away, washed away. It's a permanent mark from a temporary thing. My joints are starting to swell from the rain and the honest years. I can't even slide it past the knuckle without the skin turning red. But I still keep it in my pocket like a pebble or a lucky charm, just to feel the plastic edge cut into the palm of my hand. It never washed off, never washed off. A quarter machine promised that somehow survived the world. Still on my skin, still in the drawer. I scrape the wax from the kitchen pine, turpentine on my knuckles now. The wood grain is a crooked line. I'm making room for us somehow, making room somehow. Stacking the leaves in the drawer. Edges straight and corners square. Keep the cold out from the floor and the stillness in the air. Stillness in the air. Sorting through a mason jar, mismatched bolts and rusty nails. Found a brass hinge for the cellar door. Where the bottom timber fails, I'll hammer it back into place and wipe the metal from my face. Stacking the linens in the drawer. Edges straight and corners square. Keep the cold out from the floor and the stillness in the air. Stillness in the air. The work is in the grit and grease, the mending of the broken frame. We find a little bit of peace in calling out a simple name. A simple name. Trimming the lamp wick by the bed. Heavy wool coat on the peg. Gravity pulls like a spool of lead down into the cotton sheets, the rhythm of a pulse that beats. Stacking the linens in the drawer. Edges straight and corners square. Keep the cold out from the floor and the stillness in the air. The cedar chest sits heavy by the wall, holding wool and summer salt away. I trace the grain until I start to fall back into the heat of yesterday. There is a residue upon the latch of resin and the dust of yellow pine, a memory that only I can catch, a part of you that's still a part of mine. It is the wild sage and the sun on the stone, the way you carry morning in your coat, a breath and honey when I'm home, the only song my lungs have ever wrote. When I am home, the workshop floor is quiet in the shade, among the iron scrap and linseed oil. I find the imprint that your fingers made, pressed into the dark and dampish soil. It isn't in the letters or the glass or pictures in a frame beside the bed. It's how the air is moving through the grass and everything you did instead of said. It is the wild sage and the sun on the stone, the way you carry morning in your coat, a breath and honey when I'm home, the only song my lungs have ever wrote. When I am home, when the frost begins to climb the gate and the wood smoke starts to pull and sway, I don't have to guess or have to wait. You never truly went away. It is the wild sage and the sun on the stone, the way you carry morning in your coat, a breath and honey when I'm home, the only song my lungs have ever wrote. When I am home, just a cast iron hits the stove. Sunlight finds the garden grove. The butter melts across the pan. I watch the movement of your hand. No need to ask for plate or spoon. We're moving to a familiar tune. It's in the quiet way you move, resting in the well-worn groove. A nodding head, a simple glance, the stillness of a long-term dance. Long-term dance. You take the sports and the news. I'll take the local Sunday views. The paper rustles as you fold, keeping out the morning cold. The porch swing drags a slow arc, waking from the winter dark. The linoleum is worn and thin where the kitchen light comes in. A decade lived in every line. Your fingers interlaced with mine. It's in the quiet way you move, resting in the well-worn groove. A nodding head, a simple glance, the stillness of a long-term dance. Long-term dance. Just the salt and the heat, making everything complete. The quiet way. The red clay was tight against the cedar fence. We dug the holes while the humidity was thick, not knowing what the heavy ground would give. Just a plastic tag and a weather-beaten stick, finding a rhythm in the turning of the spade. Small green lives lean a cradle that we made. It takes a long season for the roots to find a home, to settle in the quiet underneath the stone, to settle in the quiet underneath the stone. But look at the way the lavender climbs, telling the truth about the passing of time, steady as the rain on the summer vine. The gate has a hinge that complains in the wind, where the paint has peeled and the wood is gray. I see the places where your strength has been in the weight away. There is a height mark on the porch post now, a silver notch that we carved when it was new. I watch the way you wipe your damp brow and see the patient man I always knew. It takes a long season for the roots to find a home, to settle in the quiet underneath the stone, to settle in the quiet underneath the stone. But look at the way the lavender climbs, telling the truth about the passing of time, steady as the rain on the summer vine. Remember the August when the well ran dry and the hard drained day about its heavy head. We carried the buckets under a copper sky until the parched earth was finally fed. We I'm pressing palms into the dough, like a secret I was told to keep. The cast iron's heating on the range while the garden starts to go to sleep. I watched her hands do this for years, long before she taught me how. The flowers hanging in the air, I can almost see her now. It's the taste of iron and the salt, a little garden sage and thyme. We sit across this old oak plank and leave the heavy words behind. Just a simple plate between us two, between us two, is how I say I'm home for good. The window's fogging from the pot, the wind is kicking up the leaves. You're clearing space beside the sink, folding up your flannel sleeves. The floorboard creaks beneath your boot, the way the day was meant to end. The salt is coarse beneath my thumb, the steady kind of love we tend. It's the taste of iron and the salt, a little garden sage and thyme. We sit across this old oak plank and leave the heavy words behind. Just a simple plate between us two, between us two, is how I say I'm home for good. The recipe is in my knuckles, a rhythm handed down the line, down the line. It's the only thing that doesn't change in this house of yours and mine. It's the taste of iron and the salt, a little garden sage and thyme. We sit across this old oak plank and leave the heavy words behind. Between us two, flower on my apron, rosemary on your skin. Let the winter evening slowly settle in. The plastic card scrapes the frost, my knuckles turn a dusty red. Your wool coat smells of chimney smoke, hanging by the unmade bed, hanging by the unmade bed. Papers stack up on the porch, turning yellow in the rain. The blue mug has a jagged chip, but it holds the heat just the same. You're at the table with the news, I'm at the sink with the skins. The quiet isn't something new, it's just waves where the day begins. The hose kinks in the August heat, dust is settling on the sill. The heavy bolt slides in the door to keep out the evening chill. I watch the way your glasses slide as you turn to the final page. There's a comfort in the way we sit, acting out our middle age. You're at the table with the news, I'm at the sink with the skins. The quiet isn't something new, it's just waves where the day begins. Just the sound of the paring knife and the pages turning slow. Turning slow. There's nowhere else for us to be and nowhere else to go. Now here to go. Scraping cold wax off the kitchen pine, turpentine on my knuckles, following the grain line. The iron sand of the blade, where the candle ran, smoothing the surface the best way I can. Finding a loose button on your work shirt, cotton worn thin, stained with the dirt, pulling the thread tight, pulling it tight, lifting the weight, safe in the silence, it isn't too late. Jar of old hardware, lead and tin, found the brass hinge where the light gets thin to fix the cellar door. Keep the draft away. Worn wood is cold. Worn wood is cold at the end of the day. Finding a loose button on your work shirt, cotton worn thin, stained with the dirt, pulling the thread tight, pulling it tight, lifting the weight, safe in the silence, it isn't too late. Trimming the lamp wick, level and straight, wool coat on the peg, holding the weight. Cool sheets are waiting, waiting for you. Steady hands mending everything we do. Everything we do. Pine and dine, the thread is tight, the door is closed. The wicker is starting to fray at the edge, where your hand rests when the sun dips low. The wood groans against the floorboards, rhythm like a clock that forgot how to go. We watch the dust settle on the mailbox. Nothing coming through today but the wind. You haven't moved a muscle in 20 minutes, just watching where the gravel road begins. We don't need to fill the air with talk, just the weight of us, just the weight of us in the pine and the paint, the way the seat is curved to fit our bones, years of staying put right where we are, staying right where we are. A red-tailed hawk is circling the north pasture. You pointed with a chin tilt and a squint. The cicadas are starting their evening buzz, leaving copper shells on the cedar fence. I see the garden needs a little water. The tomatoes are heavy on the vine, but the shade is pulling blankets over the yard, and I'm doing just fine. being lazy this time. We don't need to fill the air with talk, just the weight of us, just the weight of us in the pine and the paint, the way the seat is curved to fit our bones, years of staying put right where we are, staying right where we are. There's a small dent in the arm from your ring, a silver mark from 3 decades of lean. I wouldn't trade the quiet for a silver tongue or a house that didn't have a screen, just a screen and the breeze. We don't need to fill the air with talk, just the weight of us in the pine and the paint, just the weight of us in the pine and the paint, the way the seat is curved to fit our bones, years of staying put right where we are. The porch light just flicked on by the door. Just stay right here. The iron chains are red with rust, they've grown against the evening blue. I'm sitting in the middle now, saving half the slats for you, saving half for you. It's just the rhythm of the wood, moving like a heavy heart. I'm staying where the air is still since we have been apart. It's the only sound I have to keep the world from going dark. Clovers high around the steps, the paint is peeling off the floor. I watch the road for headlights now, the way I used to do before, like I did before. The sun goes down behind the pines, the crickets start their lonely call. I keep on rocking in the night, waiting for your weight to fall, waiting for you. It's just the rhythm of the wood, I'm staying where the air is still since we have been apart. It's the only sound I have to keep the world from going dark. Back and forth, back and forth, just the rhythm of the wood. Thumb under the skin of the rind, one long curl falls to the tile. Refrigerator buzz in the wall, zest stays on my hands a while. Found a stone where the creek went dry, put it on the ledge by the glass, just a piece of the ground we walked, watching all the seasons pass on. Stacks of books by the clawfoot tub. Spines are bent and the page is thin. Damp towel on the cedar chest, where the wood grain meets your skin. Found a stone where the creek went dry, put it on the ledge by the glass. Just a piece of the ground we walked, watching all the seasons pass on. No big words or heavy vows, just the grease upon the rag, fixing up the kitchen latch or the way your shoulders sag. Spread the Sunday news on the floor, silver shears go click and snap, handfuls of your dark brown hair falling down into my lap. Found a stone where the creek went dry, put it on the ledge by the glass. Just a piece of the ground we walked, watching all the seasons pass. Small smooth stone in the sun, resting there until we're done. Gray wolf from the trap, peeling it back, peeling it back. The butter is soft on the plate, half used. The screen door latch, the click, the click, the latch holds. The recipe page stains where the water hid, oil from your thumb, a map folded wrong, bitter dark rings. The rain smells like the screen, the rain smells like the screen. Wet dust, cutting the black from the wick, cutting the black from the wick. The lamp is steady, your coat on the hook, heavy wool, the weight of you, the weight of you, the weight of you. I am staying, staying. The latch holds, the latch. The plastic card scrapes the frost, my knuckles turn a dusty red. Your wool coat smells of chimney smoke, hanging by the unmade bed, papers stack up on in the rain. Turning blue mug has a jagged rain. The blue mug has a jagged chip, but it holds the heat just the same. You're at the table with the news. I'm at the sinkhole with the skins. The quiet isn't something new, it's just where the day begins. Where the day begins. The hose kinks in the August heat. Dust is settling on the sill. The heavy bolt slides in the door to keep out the evening chill, to keep out the evening chill. I watch the way your glasses slide as you turn to the final page. There's a comfort in the way we sit. You're at the table with the news. I'm at the sinkhole with the skins. The quiet isn't something new, it's just where the day begins. Just the sound of the paring knife and the pages turning slow. Turning slow. There's nowhere else for us to be and nowhere else to go. Now here. I hold the wire, you hammer the staple. The cedar post is weathered and gray. We don't say much across the pasture. That's just how we get through the day. Through the day. It's the way you take the heavy end, steady in the ladder while I climb. We don't need words for how it feels, just mending what's worn down by time. The screen door latch was catching the wood. You sanded it down till it fit right. I held the lamp while you worked the oil to keep the hinges quiet for the night. Quiet for the night. It's the way you take the heavy end, steady in the ladder while I climb. We don't need words for how it feels, just mending what's worn down by time. The seasons pull at the porch beams and the frost gets deep in the clay, but we keep the roof from sagging in our own quiet kind of way. It's the way you take the heavy end, steady in the ladder while I climb. We don't need words for how it feels, just mending what's worn down by time. sit here where the light hits the pine, scraping cold wax from the grain. The scent of turpentine is sharp and clean, with this dull knife in my hand, working until the wood is smooth again, just taking care of what is ours. We carry the basket to the line, letting the wind pull the damp away. Our sheets will smell of the open air when we lay down at the end of the day. This the work of keeping us, this is the way we stay. I found a jar of mismatched parts, searching for the hinge made of brass. To fix the door down to the cellar before the seasons start to turn. Driving the screw in straight and plain, holding the house against the cold. We carry the basket to the line, letting the wind pull the damp away. Our sheets will smell of the open air when we lay down at the end of the day. This the work of keeping us, this is the way we stay. Trim the wick of the glass lamp, your heavy wool coat hangs on the peg. I feel the weight of your hand on my shoulder, the warmth in the hollow of my neck, solid as the stone beneath my feet. We carry the basket to the line, letting the wind pull the damp away. Our sheets will smell of the open air when we lay down at the end of the day. This the work of keeping us, this is the way we stay. Just the smell of the wind, the way we stay, keeping the grain of the wood. Found the Queen Anne's lace today, tucked inside the garden guide. Flat and thin like tissue paper, yellowed where the stems have dried. You picked it by the cedar fence, the summer when the creek ran low. Creek ran low. It's a quiet kind of promise, pressed between the black and white. If I could give you back that morning when the summer was just stars. Every petal holds a minute, every petal, every mile we spent in stride, spent in stride. The ink is fading on the border where I wrote the date in blue. The rain is drumming on the shingles, announcing that it's finally you. Your boots are heavy on the timber as you cross the kitchen floor. Kitchen floor. It's a quiet kind of promise, pressed between the black and white. If I could give you back that morning when the summer was just stars. Every petal holds a minute, every petal, every mile we spent in stride, spent in stride. The maples start to change their coat, the garden's put to bed. There's a comfort in the silence of the things we never said, never said. It's a quiet kind of promise, pressed between the black and white. If I could give you back that morning when the summer was just ours, when the summer was just ours, every petal, every mile we spent in stride, spent in stride. Just a wildflower in a book, waiting for tomorrow's sun on a Tuesday back in May. The heat is hanging heavy on the eaves, waiting for the wind to shake the oak. A distant flash behind the cedar trees. The sky is turning gray like chimney smoke. The rusty chain is singing to the floor. Everything we need is in the hush. Let the thunder come and try its best. I will lean my head against your frame while the valley learns to speak your name. Speak your name. Ooh. We can stay right here. I watch the way you fold your weathered hands, a map of every acre we have sown. The storm is moving closer through the lands, turning over every heavy stone. I recognize the quiet in your chest. It's where my rowdy spirit finds its rest. Everything we need is in the hush. It's in the hush. Let the thunder come and try its best. I will lean my head against your frame while the valley learns to speak your name. Speak your name. Ooh. We can stay right here. You know, people spend so much time talking, trying to fill up the gaps with words that don't mean much of anything, but when I look at you and I feel the air change before the rain hits, I know exactly where I belong. I will give my life to keep this peace. I will never let this feeling cease. Oh, let it rain. Just the swing in the rain. Silence is enough. I found it tucked in that heavy red book, between the pages on how to graft trees. You're sitting on a yellow check cloth, squinting hard against the afternoon heat. Your hair was longer then, tied back with string. You didn't know I was taking the shot. You were reaching for a piece of cold chicken, laughing at something the dog had caught. A square of paper turning brown holds a part of us we didn't lose before the bills piled up on the counter and we started wearing holes in our shoes. I keep it where the paper stays dry to remember the way that you look when the world hasn't bitten you yet. Tucked in the back of a book, the creek was low and the mud was drying, caking the tires of the old sedan. We had $4 and a pack of smokes, and I was still learning the lines of your hand. Look so light, like you might float away. No grease on your knuckles or grit in your talk, just you in a faded denim shirt, taking a Saturday afternoon walk. A square of paper turning brown holds a part of us we didn't lose before the bills piled up on the counter and we started wearing holes in our shoes. I keep it where the paper stays dry to remember the way that you look when the world hasn't bitten you yet, tucked in the back of a book. Sometimes I watch you sleep in the chair with the weight of the week on your chest. I wanna tell you I still see that man under the worry and the Sunday best. A square of paper turning brown holds a part of us we didn't lose before the bills piled up on the counter and we started wearing holes in our shoes. I keep it where the paper stays dry to remember the way that you look when the world hasn't bitten you yet, tucked in the back of a book, still in the back of a book, back of the book, right where I left it. Scraping cold wax off the kitchen pine, turpentine on my knuckles, following the grain line, following. The iron scent of the blade, where the candle ran, smoothing the surface the best way I can. Finding a loose button on your work shirt, cotton worn thin, staying with the dirt hide, pulling it tight, lifting the weight, safe in the silence, it isn't too late. Jar of old hardware, lead and tin, found the brass hinge where the light gets thin. To fix the cellar door, keep the draft away. Worn wood is cold at the end of the day. Finding a loose button on your work shirt, cotton worn thin, staying with the dirt hide, pulling it tight, lifting the weight, safe in the silence, it isn't too late. Trimming the lamp wick, level and straight, wool coat on the peg, holding the weight. Cool sheets are waiting for you. Steady hands mending everything we do. Everything we do. Pine and dine, the thread is tight, the door is closed. The swallows dip against the grain, a heavy weight that smells of rain. The light is thinning out to gray, the way it does at end of day. You rest your weight a day, you rest your weight against the post. things we build, we value most. Let the clouds bank up like stone, let the wind begin to moan. Underneath this roof of tin, we let the evening settle in. We're steady while the valley shakes, safe within the peace we make. Peace we make. The cattle huddle by the creek, the hinges on the garden leak. You find my hand, your skin is rough, and suddenly it's quite enough. And suddenly it's quite enough to watch the lightning trace the ridge from our small world across the bridge. Let the clouds bank up like stone, let the wind begin to moan. Underneath this roof of tin, we let the evening settle in. We're steady while the valley shakes, safe within the peace we make. Peace we make. My mother's mother stood right here and watched the seasons disappear. She knew the water was a debt we won't forget. Let the clouds bank up like stone, let the wind begin to moan. Underneath this roof of tin, we let the evening settle in. We're steady while the valley shakes, safe within the peace we make. Peace we make. The rain begins to find the slate, just you and me behind the gate, behind the gate, just you and me. Flower dust on the pine board, yellow bowl with the chip side, sifting salt through my fingers, waiting for the oven light. Her pen was shaky on the card, edges stained with animal fat. Cold water and a silver blade keep the kitchen cool as that. Sugar and the thick juice bubbling through the crust. We take what the land gives, then we give it back to dust. Your boots are dark from the garden, smelling like the turned up earth. You don't ask what I'm making, you just know what it is worth. Tin fork against the stone rare, purple juice on a clean thumb. It's a long way from the planning to the table where we've come. Just the steam in the gray air, just the sweetness, just you sitting right there, just you sitting just you sitting there. Iron heat is rising off the board. You're looking for your wallet by the door. The gravel's crunching under heavy boots. The gravel's crunching under heavy boots. Wait a minute, let me stop you there. Just a tug to keep the collar flat, brushing off the lint and sawdust grain. It's the only way I know to say it now, before you head back out into the rain. Out into the rain. Summer turned the grass to yellow hay. We're standing by the gate to say goodbye. You're headed down to help your brother build. I reach up down to help your brother build. I reach up where the cotton starts to bunch. Just a tug to keep the collar flat, brushing off the lint and sawdust grain. It's the only way I know to say it now, before you head back out into the rain. Out into the rain. Years have left their marks across our palms. The seams are getting frayed around the cuff, staying steady while I pull it straight. Maybe we have finally got enough. Finally got enough. Just a tug to keep the collar flat, brushing off the lint and sawdust grain. It's the only way I know to say it now, before you head back out into the rain. Out into the rain. Just a little pull to get it right. Keep it flat against the wind. Keep it right. The plaid was sharp and bright, sitting on the kitchen table. We didn't know the miles ahead, or how the wind would blow. How the wind would blow. The lake was cold that June, spread on the tailgate of the Ford. We shared a piece of bread, and I knew I was home. I knew I was home. It's faded now to a soft gray, where the sun worked its way in. But every night is a promise, and every stain is a day we lived, woven tight just like you and me. There's a mend along the side, done with a heavy red thread. I fixed it by the porch light while you were fast asleep. While you were fast asleep. It's faded now to a soft gray, where the sun worked its way in. But every night is a promise, and every stain is a day we live, woven tight just like you and me. Still keeping out the chill, woven tight just like you and me. Red clay sticks to the wheel wells, past the bridge where the timber's gray. You leaned your head against the glass, back when we didn't have much to say. The cattle guard still makes that rattle, like a secret kept beneath the floor. I remember how the engine died right in front of the feed seed store. This old grade don't ever straighten, it cuts through the cedar and the pine. Every jar and every limestone kick is just another mile of yours and mine. The mailboxes are tilted over, the creek's been dry since late July, but I still see us in the glass, watching all the world go drifting by. This old grade don't ever straighten, it cuts through the cedar and the pine. Every jar and every limestone kick is just another mile of yours and mine. Just a long way home, long way home, through the washboard and the rain, still pulling to the left on this old county lane. The kitchen table has a skin, heavy layer of yellow wax. I scrape it with a narrow blade, turpentine and sharp pine scent, filling up the quiet room, the quiet room. Sorting through a hardware box, mismatched bolts and rusted steel. I found the brass hinge today, it fits the cellar door just right. It doesn't stick anymore. I'm sewing the button back on your heavy winter coat. I'm sewing the button back on your heavy winter coat. The garden gate drags on the frost, I have to lift it by the latch. I stack the split oak in the yard Under the green canvas tarp, the rain won't touch it there. I'm sewing the button back on your heavy winter coat. I'm sewing the button back on your heavy winter coat. The cup is cooling on the shelf. The winter light is thin and gray. I watch the needle dip and rise to hold the heavy wool together. I'm sewing the button back on your heavy winter coat. I'm sewing the button back on your heavy winter coat. The thread is tight now, the wood is smooth, the door is shut.